In the beginning of the drama, the secretary of the Liu family brings wedding gifts to the Lan family, and Miss Lan is really happy to see them. She says, "Don't worry, tomorrow we'll dress up the bride beautifully and send her to your house." Just then, Meng Meng comes in and says, "Mom, I heard that Liu is a loser and he's really moody. I'm not marrying him, he'll drive me crazy." Her mom replies, "Why are you making such a fuss? Who said I want you to marry him? I will get him married to that Shin. I called her back from the village, and now this Liu family's $200 million gift will be ours." Shin is secretly listening to their conversation. Meng Meng says, "But Mom, she's mute and deaf. Will the Liu family accept her?" Her mom wonders who's going to tell them the truth. Shin thinks that's why they suddenly called me back from the village. Just then she slips and falls. Miss Lan sees her running, and then the Lan family's guards start chasing her. Shin hides and finds a spot. She says, "I have to find my mom." So there's this guy named Yang Zhao who starts asking for help from Shin. Shin says that he's been given a really strong poison, and it's lucky for him that he met me. Then she starts trying to get him to take his medicine, but his mouth won't open. So she puts the medicine in her mouth and feeds it to him. She then says they need to treat his wounds quickly, or he's going to lose a lot of blood. Just as she's about to rip off his clothes, he comes to and says, "What are you doing?" That's when they start hearing voices from some people nearby. Yang Zhao tells Shin to hurry up and come over. Seeing Yang Zhao approaching, Shin sits down on Yang Zhao. Yang Zhao asks her to kiss him quickly, and she starts kissing him. Just then, some people see them and leave. Shin thinks that because of the poison, his eyesight has gone bad, so he can't see her properly. Yang Zhao tells her that she saved his pendant, and now it's hers. He promises to give her a nice gift later. Then Shin sticks a needle in him, making him faint, and she puts on some clothes and heads outside. She gets a call from the secretary, who tells her that the last person who saw her mom 11 years ago was the old lady from the Liu family, who is the grandmother of Yang Zhao. Just then the guards show up. She says she has to become a bride now. Meanwhile, the secretary rushes in to save Yang Zhao and mentions that he had an encounter with a female gangster. Yang Zhao thinks to himself that he didn't get a good look at that woman, but she has my pendant. The secretary also says that the Lan family has already accepted a marriage proposal. She'll come in the morning. Yang Zhao says if she comes, she'll leave in tears. Later, in the morning, they take Shin to Yang Zhao's room. Shin checks out the room and finds a secret room, so she sneaks in. There, she sees some people tied up, and it freaks her out. She bumps into Yang Zhao, who says, "Oh, you're my bride." Shin thinks, "Wait, that's the guy from yesterday. What if he recognizes me? I have no idea what he'll do." Yang Zhao then asks, "Why aren't you saying anything? Can you even hear what I'm saying? Your family has taken over 200 million in gifts from me, and they've sent me a deaf and mute girl. You guys think I'm an idiot." Then Yang Zhao gets a call saying Grandma is unwell. Yang Zhao tells Shin that as long as I'm not back, she can't go anywhere. Then Yang Zhao goes to Grandma. Maid says Dr. Zine is lost and hasn't made it back yet. Yang Zhao asks why they're waiting for a taxi, and then Shin shows up too. Yang Zhao says, "Who told you to follow me?" Shin asks, "I can heal them." Yen responds, "Who do you think you are?" Just then, Grandma starts to vomit. Shun begins to treat her with her needle. Soon, Grandma regains consciousness. Yen Zhao approaches Grandma, and she says, "Shen Yi has returned." Yen Zhao replies, "This is not Shen Yi, she is the daughter of the Lan family who healed you." Grandma asks her, "Are you Meng Meng?" Then Shin writes down her name to tell her. Grandma asks, "Is your mother's name Yun Hao?" Shin confirms with a yes. Grandma fainted after hearing that. Shin mentions to Yang Zhao that Grandma's health is really weak and she needs some care, so she writes her a prescription. When Shen is about to leave, Yang Zhao says that you are really good with needles. He tells her he met a girl like that yesterday and that he'll take good care of her once he finds her. Shin replies that she knows I am not good enough for him, and I will give you a divorce, but until then, I want to stay here as a servant and take care of the lady. Says Yang Zhao, because if I don't take good care of my grandma, I won't let you go. After that, the secretary gives all the information about Shin. He says that the young lady's biological mother went missing 11 years ago, and her stepmother made her mute and deaf, leaving her in the village. Her father doesn't care about her either. When that lady sent a marriage proposal to the Lon family, her stepmother sent her here to save her daughter. Then the secretary asks if you want to teach those people a lesson, and Yang Zhao replies. He doesn't need to worry about it. When Shin goes back home, she should be sent with expensive gifts so that the Lon family doesn't bully her. After that, she's on her way home when the driver suddenly stops the car and says someone paid him to bring her along. He tells her to cooperate for her own good. Shin insists that she won't go with him. The guy replies that you can speak. At that moment, Shin injects the needle and the man becomes unconscious. After that, Shin's assistant Cheng arrives. Shin takes the medicine from Cheng and consumes it. Cheng says, "Your voice has almost recovered. You should also carry a sound generator with you." Shin tells Cheng, "Let's go to the black market. We'll get a lot of money by exchanging these expensive gifts." Then she says, "I almost forgot the pendant." On the other hand, a guard from the Liu family arrives at the Lon family with gifts and says, "We've come to take the young lady back." Shin's stepmom lies, saying, Shin is having tea with her father in the study room. The guard becomes suspicious and informs Yang Zhao's secretary that the young lady still hasn't reached the Lon family. Shin tells Cheng, "I didn't know we would get so much money in exchange for the Liu family's gifts." Just then, Shin sees Yang Zhao's car approaching and tells Cheng, "Quick, act like a kidnapper." Yang Zhao says, "Let her go." Cheng pushes Shin and leaves. Then Yang Zhao starts applying medicine to Shin's injury. At that moment, the secretary arrives and tells Yang Zhao that a girl has come to the mall to sell his pendant. Shin thinks, "I had hidden the pendant, so how did it end up with someone else?" Meanwhile, Meng Meng is selling Shin's pendant at the mall. The shopkeeper asks her to wait. Then Meng Meng goes to Shin's room and sits there, sending the secretary to fetch some cold water. She says, "This room is so luxurious, all these things belong to me." She starts checking the room and the pendant falls. Meng Meng picks up the pendant. The shopkeeper tells the guard, "This is the woman who gave me the pendant." The secretary informs Yang Zhao that the girl is the second daughter of the Lon family. Yang Zhao tells Shin, "Come with me to confront your sister and see where she got the pendant from." Shin fakes a stomachache and says, "I'm going to rest in my room." In the room, the secretary tells her, "Your sister came to meet you this morning. She stayed in your room for a while." Shin thinks, "This crazy Meng Meng is really going to get me in trouble." She tells the secretary, "I'm having severe stomach pain. Tell Yang Zhao to take me to the hospital quickly." Afterward, Yang Zhao, wearing a mask, approaches Meng Meng and says, "Where did you get this pendant? Have you ever seen this needle before?" Seeing the needle, Meng Meng faints. Yang Zhao thinks, "This loser girl can't be the woman." Just then, the secretary arrives and tells Yang Zhao, "The young lady is having stomach pain. We need to take her to the hospital quickly." Yang Zhao leaves. After he departs, Shin climbs over the wall and reaches Meng Meng, bringing her back to consciousness. Meng Meng asks, "Why did you steal the pendant and deliberately trap me?" Shin replies, "The Liu family stole that pendant, and I am the young lady of the Liu family. If you mention my name, the Liu family will kill you." Just then, Yang Zhao returns and Shin flees upon seeing him. Yang Zhao splashes water on Meng Meng and says, "I'm asking you again, who gave you this pendant?" Meng Meng replies, "My sister gave it to me." Yang Zhao asks, "Are you talking about your sister from the village?" Meng Meng says, "No, my other sister gave it to me." Yang Zhao asks, "How many sisters do you have in the Lon family?" A picture of Meng Meng's elder sister and says, "Her name is Qin." Zhao asks, "Why do you have her photo?" The secretary remains silent. Later, Shin asks her grandma, "Where did you meet my mom?" Grandma replies, "I saw her in a mental asylum 10 years ago." Meng Meng's mom is sending Shin's mom away in a car. Shin shows her grandma a picture of Meng Meng's mom and asks, "Was this the woman who sent my mom away?" Grandma replies, "Yes, this is the woman." On the other side, Meng Meng's mom lifts her up and asks, "Why is your face so red?" Meng Meng says, "I went to Shin's house yesterday and she started hitting me." Just then, a maid arrives and says, "Miss Shin has returned home and is checking something in her room." Shin goes to her room to search for her mom's diary and thinks, maybe there's a record in the diary. At that moment, Meng Meng's mom enters and says, "How dare you come back?" Shin replies, "I don't need your permission to come to my own home." She then pushes her down. Her stepmom starts calling the guards, and the guards surround Shin. At that moment, Yang Zhao arrives and fights off the guards. Yang Zhao looks at Shin's mom's diary and says, "They were chasing you for this torn diary." Shin says, "Give me the diary back," and grabs Yang Zhao's pants, tearing them. He says, "Do you want to die?" Shin innocently shows him the injury on her leg. Yang Zhao picks Shin up and starts to carry her away. Then Meng Meng arrives, blocking their path, and says to Shin, "So, you're sneaking around with another man behind the Lu family's back." She then says to Yang Zhao, "Don't waste your time on this girl, she's a married woman and a second-hand item." Yang Zhao replies, "And what are you?" Meng Meng says, "I'm the young lady of the Lan family." Yang Zhao responds, "First, learn to dress properly, then come talk to me." Later, Meng Meng's mom and dad go to the Lu family to complain about Shin. Her stepmom tells Shin, "What do you think, we don't know what you're up to?" She shows her a photo and says, "Kneel down and apologize to us right now." But Shin ignores them. Then her dad says, "I gave you birth and you can't even kneel before me?" Just then, Grandma arrives and says, "Why are you treating my daughter-in-law like this?" Shin's stepmom replies, "Shin has made a mistake, so we're here to teach her a lesson. She's the daughter-in-law of the Lu family, but was seen roaming with another man." Grandma sends Shin away and asks, "What evidence do you have?" Then her stepmother shows the photo to Grandma. Grandma says, "You're blaming my daughter-in-law with such a backside photo?" Shin's dad says, "Please forgive us, perhaps we have misunderstood." After that, Meng Meng tells Shin, "You brought this handsome boy into the Lu family. If the Lu family finds out, they will kick you out of the house." Shin replies, "You don't need to worry about me." Meng Meng then tells Yang Zhao, "I will give you 5 times more money than what she gives you for support. Come to me." Shin teases Meng Meng by kissing Yang Zhao. Meng Meng says, "I will expose both of you," and starts calling her dad. She says, "Come quickly, Shin has brought a handsome boy into the Lu family." Her dad asks, "Is this true?" When she shows them, Shin is standing there alone. Her dad says, "Stop talking nonsense and go home to think about your mistakes." After this, Meng Meng and her mom plan against Shin. They call Shin to their house, saying, "We are family, I was a bit confused for a while, please forgive me." They then give her medicine-laced tea, which makes Shin unconscious. Meng Meng leaves Shin in a hotel room and goes away. When Shin wakes up, she stands by the gate. When Yang Zhao enters the room, Shin tries to hit him, but Yang Zhao catches her and says, "So you can speak and hear now." Shin asks, "What are you doing here?" Yang Zhao replies, "You went to dinner, so what are you doing here in the hotel?" Then, the secretary tells Yang Zhao, "I didn't expect the Lan family to send their sister-in-law to my bed." At that moment, Shin also arrives. The secretary says, "I will deal with the Lan family on your behalf." Shin tells him, "I want to handle this matter myself." After this, the hotel manager approaches Meng Meng and says, "Mr. Bai has summoned you to his room." Hearing this, Meng Meng becomes happy and goes to Mr. Bai's room, spending the night with him. Shortly after, Shin arrives and starts filming them. Meng Meng says, "So this was your plan?" Shin replies, "Should I send this video to the Lan family or post it online?" Meng Meng begs, "Please don't do that, Dad will kick me out of the house." Shin responds, "Then tell me where my mom is." Meng Meng says, "I don't know." Shin replies, "All right, within half an hour, this video will be a hot search." Meng Meng says, "Only Sister Qin knows, Mom assigned this task to her." Then she says, "Now give me that video." Shin retorts, "When did I say that?" and walks away. After this, Shin tells Chung, "Give this video to Jean and tell him to demand money from Meng Meng until she tells me where my mom is." After that, Ning Zhou, the president of the Zhao group, is Qin's boyfriend. They arrive together at a party, and Shin also enters the party, stealing all the limelight. Seeing Qin, Shin says, "Sister, you came back to China and didn't even tell me." Qin replies, "When did you start talking?" Shin says, "I heard you saved the Zhao family heir abroad who forces people to death. That person is standing right next to you." Qin warns, "Watch your mouth, or I will make it difficult for you to stay at this party." Shin shoves her and walks into the party. At that moment, Meng Meng also arrives and says, "Sis, you're back. Now you can teach Shin a good lesson." At the party, Qin approaches Shin and Shin says, "Hand over my mom to me." Qin replies, "How am I supposed to know where your mom is?" Just then, Yang Zhao arrives at the party and tells Shin, "I have been waiting for you at home for a long time." Meng Meng thinks, "So this handsome guy is the master of the Lu family?" Yang Zhao then picks up Shin and takes her home. Qin tells Meng Meng, "You gave such a good opportunity to that Shin, you're so foolish." After this, Meng Meng starts searching for money in her house. Her sister asks, "You're back? Where have you been for the last 2 days?" Meng Meng replies, "Please help me. Jean has demanded 2 million from me and said I must tell him Shin's mom's address within 3 days, or he will post my video online." Qin says, "Just 2 million? I'll give it to you, I'm your sister." Qin gives her a card and says, "Shin's mom is locked in a nursing home. You should retrieve your video from Jean." Later, Yang Zhao and Shin are in a car on their way home when they are shot at. Yang Zhao tells Shin, "You should run and don't look back, even if someone calls you." Yang Zhao then catches the gang leader, who tells his men to put down their guns. The thugs say, "Sorry, boss, we were paid 10 million to kill Yang Zhao. We can't lose that money." At that moment, Shin arrives in a car and throws powder everywhere. Yang Zhao jumps into Shin's car and they escape. After that, the secretary takes Yang Zhao to Dr. Liu. The secretary tells Dr. Liu, "This was all done by that old man." The secretary gestures towards Yang Zhao's uncle. Dr. Liu tells Yang Zhao, "Your body can't handle this much longer." Yang Zhao asks, "How long can I live?" Dr. Liu responds, "Only 2 months." Then Shin, waiting for Yang Zhao, falls asleep at the gate. Yang Zhao carries her to the room, where he listens to a recording on Shin's mobile phone. In the recording, Chung says, "Boss, Yang Zhao won't be able to live much longer. You need to stick to the original plan." Yang Zhao asks Shin, "What trick are you playing with me?" Shin tries to stab him with a needle to save herself. Yang Zhao moves away and says, "Let's see if your needle is faster or my bullet." Here Shin says, "If I wanted to kill you, why would I save you?" Yang Zhao starts to get closer to Shin. Shin says, "Okay, I lied to you because I was scared that if you recognized me, you would kill me." Yang Zhao lets her go. As Shin starts to leave, Yang Zhao's health begins to deteriorate. Shin asks, "What's wrong with you?" Yang Zhao replies, "Quickly call Dr. Liu." Shin says, "My medical skills are not worse than Dr. Li's. You don't trust me, do you? Today I'll show you how a liar saves your life." Then she starts treating him. Yang Zhao says, "I'm forgiving you for the last time. As long as I'm alive, you have to stay with me." After this, Shin pursues Qin's car. Qin has locked Shin's mother in a room. She says, "Dear Auntie, if you had given me that secret fragrance book earlier, you wouldn't have had to travel so much. If you still don't tell me, I'll bully your daughter." Then Shin says, "I want to see how you bully me." Seeing her mother's condition, Shin says, "The way you've treated my mother for all these years, you will pay for it." At that moment, Chung arrives. Qin says, "Don't come near me. I will give you double the money Shin gave you." But Chung begins to tie him up. Just then, Ning grabs Shin and Chung starts fighting with him, allowing them both to escape. On the other hand, Yang Zhao's uncle comes to meet him. He says, "I heard you were attacked last night." Yang Zhao replies, "Yes, I was lucky to survive." His uncle says, "Others think I did this because I can't stand you." Yang Zhao says, "You have taken good care of me all these years." Then he says, "I should go now." His uncle says, "You are not even well yet, you shouldn't be working so much." Yang Zhao replies, "I'm young like you. I can work as much as I want." After this, his uncle tells his secretary, "How can I not kill a sick man?" The secretary replies, "Because his wife is not simple. Last time she saved his life." Meanwhile, Shin brings her mother to the hospital and tells the doctor, "My mother has been given many injections, causing her brain disorder. Half of her body is unconscious." Then she says to the doctor, "I want to treat my mom with Chinese medicine. Please cooperate with me." The hospital where Shin takes her mother turns out to be Yang Zhao's hospital. Next, we see Qin, who is going crazy with anger. Ning tries to calm her down, but Qin says, "Why can't you kill Shin? You're useless." Ning says, "I want to take you to France. We will settle down there." Qin replies, "I just want to kill Shin." Ning says, "Fine, I will do anything for your happiness." Meanwhile, Shin receives a message from Meng Meng. She says, "I need to give you more information about Auntie. I will meet you to tell you everything. Please tell Jean to let me go. I cannot arrange 2 million. After this, Ning goes to Jean. Jean asks, "Did Meng Meng send you to give me money?" Ning kills him and throws him into a pit. Then Ning receives a call from Qin. Ning says, "I got that video." Qin replies, "Post that video online." When Shin comes to meet Meng Meng, she finds her lying dead on the floor. Just then, Qin arrives and says to Shin, "Why did you kill my sister?" Reporters arrive as well, and Shin says, "I didn't do anything." Then we see Meng Meng telling her sister, "You left me empty-handed, there was no money in it." Qin says, "Why should I clean up your mess?" Then they start fighting with each other. Qin pushes Meng Meng, causing her to hit her head. Ning comes in and starts calling for an ambulance. Qin asks, "What are you doing?" Ning replies, "This is your real sister." Qin says, "This is a good opportunity to frame Shin. After everything is solved, we will go to France and never come back." In the present, the police take Shin away. The media asks Shin why she killed her sister. Just then, Meng Meng's mom attacks Shin with a knife, but Yang Zhao saves her. The police take Meng Meng's mom away. After this, Shin holds a press conference and tells everyone, "I did not kill Meng Meng. Today I will reveal who the real murderer is." She plays a recording of Qin and Ning plotting to kill Jean. Qin exclaims, "This is all fake." Just then, Jean arrives and Qin says, "How is he still alive?" Ning accuses, "Surely you paid someone to have Meng Meng killed." Shin says, "Why would I pay someone to frame myself? On the day of the crime, I went to meet Meng Meng because I received her message, and suddenly that day, so many reporters showed up." Then Meng Meng's dad slaps Qin and says, "You did all this." Jean states, "My killer is right here. He has a butterfly tattoo on his hand." The media starts taking photos of both of them. After that, Shin approaches Yang Zhao and asks, "How is your hand?"